The Worcester County District Attorney's Office confirms Worcester City Councilor Etel Haxhiaj is facing charges in connection to her role in the Eureka Street ICE arrest last month.
All right, this story is turning rather interesting, and we finally have a response from Etel Haxhiaj. If you're unaware, this is a city councilor from the city of Worcester who did this.
No, you don't touch me. Do not touch me. I need you to go over there. I need you to not touch me.
And this.
Back up, man. You have to back away. Back away.
Okay, so this elected official is being charged with assault, battery, and interference. However, Etel Haxhiaj, she has responded and said she has done nothing wrong at all. We will get to that response. However, I want to say thank you so much for liking these videos. I just want to show you, when you guys like the video, it's the #1 way you can help this channel, and it helps others see the videos as well, and we can hold these elected officials accountable. Let's begin.
In a statement posted on social media, Councilor Haxhiaj says in part, "I did the humane thing to do in this situation. Nothing more, nothing less." She goes on to say, protecting the most vulnerable should not lead to being targeted and vilified. Haxhiaj ended the statement saying she looks forward to responding to the charges in court.
Okay, so Etel Haxhiaj is flipping the script. She's a mother, she's an immigrant, she's an elected official. She was just trying to help these 2 young teens and a baby from this very traumatic experience. She was just protecting these women, and because of this, she's being targeted and being vilified. But the Worcester police said, we're gonna drop all the body cam footage and we're not gonna let Etel Haxhiaj form her own narrative.
Don't touch me.
Guys, you gotta separate. Back away. You gotta back away.
Hands on me.
Councilor.
You're hurting her.
Hey, would you stop this? Listen, would you stop it? Listen.
Okay, so what we're going to do is work together. We're going to look into the new camera angles and see if Etel Haxhiaj has done nothing wrong. And if you haven't already, make sure to please subscribe to my channel. This is what we do. We dig into the details, we gather the information, and we hold our elected officials accountable. Here we go.
We're driving through. We're driving through. This is an unlawful assembly. Let's go.
Guys, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Sir, this is
Can
an
someone give me a
immoral
cruiser up
action.
here, please,
This
so
is
we
an
can give an
immoral
unlawful
action.
assembly command, please? Someone bring a cruiser up to the crowd, please.
Take the mother.
Okay, this is the first time we're seeing this new angle, where the police department has made their first contact with the protesters, and the police department is trying to calm everyone down, but they're being met with hostility. And who's in the middle of all of it? Etel Haxhiaj.
This is the Worcester Police Department. This is an unlawful assembly. I'm ordering you to disperse right now or you're subject to arrest.
Yes, it is. You're obstructing the law enforcement. Yes, it is. Because they don't need a warrant. It's an unlawful assembly. You cannot interfere. You cannot interfere.
Just the one they're taking?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just trying to break up the crowd.
Warrant, sir. They don't have a warrant.
You can't interfere. You
They
can't
don't
interfere.
have a warrant.
Again, we've never seen this camera angle, and this is bad news for Etel Haxhiaj. Remember, she's saying I've done nothing wrong, but what she's doing is embedding herself in the middle of all of these officers. This next scene really shows how dangerous it was what she was doing. Check this out.
You can't interfere. You
They
can't
don't
interfere.
have a warrant.
All right. Dispatcher, do we have a wagon here? Come on.
This is crucial. We can now see Etel Haxhiaj really distract all of these officers asking for a warrant, when we can now see this young woman run away and try and jump in front of a moving vehicle. This new camera angle also shows us Etel Haxhiaj pushing an officer and trying to interfere with this arrest. Again, the reason why this arrest occurred on the young woman was to stop her from jumping in front of a moving vehicle, which eventually she was let go and all of the charges were dropped because they understand why a daughter would try to protect her mother. But again, we are seeing in real time Etel Haxhiaj put her hands on an officer and try to shove him away.
Get back!
I just
Get back! Please, get back!
I'm not. should be Keep yelling, man. She's my constituent. No, I'm not gonna back off. She's my constituent. She's my constituent, and you're arresting her.
Now, what's interesting is that Etel Haxhiaj was only charged with battery, assault, and impediment. However, the initial complaint was that she emboldened others around her. I just want to point out, if you were listening to the audio, this woman right here was saying, this is an elected official, you know, don't yell at her, things like that. So we do have clear-cut evidence that the crowd around Etel Haxhiaj, they know who Etel is, and they keep saying, this is an elected official, and of course, Etel Haxhiaj is saying, that is my constituent.
Under arrest. You want to try to get in a cruiser and get out of the street, get her out of here? Who? Guys, we're going to start. You got to back up. We're going to start walking her up the street. Right? Back up. Let's go.
Why are you arresting her? Please let her go.
Don't interfere. Don't interfere.
Put your hands on me.
Back away.
Don't interfere. Whoa. You're resisting arrest. You're resisting arrest. Stop.
She hasn't done
Stop.
anything.
You're wrong about that. Okay? You're resisting arrest. Don't interfere.
Okay, I love this angle because this female officer was ready to square up. She was not having it with Etel Haxhiaj. She's like, don't put your hands on me. Get out of the way. But there's another key detail here. This right here really shows the intention of Etel Haxhiaj because before she got here, she was behind the camera. So what we're seeing is her really evading and going around all of the police and placing herself in front of everyone where we saw them trying to push her out of the way. But again, this detail is crucial where we keep seeing Etel Haxhiaj purposely move in front of the officers and get in the way, also known as interference or obstruction.
Okay, she's putting a baby in harm's way. She's putting a baby in harm's way. Listen.
Did we get that? You need to move back.
What is wrong with you? You have kids?
Now, this to me is one of the most disgusting parts of this story. You have a female officer here trying to push a mother and the child out of the way of the vehicle. And when I say push, you know, move out of the way so you don't get hurt. You can even hear in the audio, you're putting a baby in danger. This is all happening while Etel Haxhiaj is just standing there and watching, even though she keeps telling everyone these are her constituents. So I want you guys to see Etel Haxhiaj watching all of this go down as Worcester police are trying to control the situation, yet this female officer is getting verbally abused and literally assaulted. Alright, before we continue with the new clips, I think we need a coffee break. A 1775 coffee break, that's our sponsor. You know that feeling when your coffee actually does what it's supposed to do? It clears your head, lifts your energy, doesn't leave you crashing an hour later. That's what good coffee is supposed to feel like. And that's what you get with 1775 coffee. Their coffee is organic, single origin, high altitude, and small batch roasted. That means no toxins, no acidity, no jitters, just smooth, clean coffee that fuels your day without weighing you down. And right now with their free starter kit, you get 3 bags of premium coffee plus exclusive coffee merch, including a matte black tumbler, frother, gold spoon, or reusable K-cup filter. You pay for 2 bags of coffee and 1775 covers the rest. Whether you drink whole bean, ground coffee, or K-cup pods, you choose your options. This means you're paying less than $1 a cup for coffee quality you won't find in most stores. Head to 1775coffee.com/T-SPLY like you see on the screen, or you can click on the link in my description and start your morning with coffee that supports your values and your health.
Step back. Step back.
They don't have a warrant.
Go away, man.
Stop.
Can we just shut up on the air? Can we just get an official up here now and more cars? Guys, no, they're federal. That's a federal warrant. If they got a warrant and they got federal paperwork, if they didn't produce it, they may not need to because you guys started surrounding them. So now they want to just get out of here safely. What's that? I know, but if they have their information, how do we know? Just because they didn't show it to you doesn't mean they don't have one.
So as we can see in this new camera angle, this is quite the physical altercation, and you have very combative attitudes towards DHS and the local police. Now you will also hear, where is the warrant? Where's the warrant? You don't have a warrant. One thing you need to understand, since this is a public space, you generally don't need a warrant. But for the most part, what DHS typically does is they will sign their own warrants to ensure they are operating in public spaces. The only time DHS really needs an official judicial warrant is to go into private areas like a house or somewhere like that. But in this case, it's a public area, so DHS doesn't really even need a warrant. I also want to point out in this camera angle, we can see how Etel Haxhiaj was just on the hood of the vehicle. Now she has switched over around all of these officers after she was warned and is now against the other side of the vehicle with the daughter of the illegal immigrant.
How do we know? Just because they didn't show it to you doesn't mean they don't have one.
Shouldn't they have shown cases?
They don't have to show us. They have jurisdiction through the entire country.
She's out.
Okay.
And we did not.
But they have jurisdiction through the country. I don't have jurisdiction over them.
You guys asked for it. If they don't have
Because
it,
they're probably going to refuse to us too, because they just want to get out of here. That's why I asked for my boss to come. I asked for my boss to come.
Joe.
Take the mother. Don't take the mother.
Joe.
Don't take the mother.
Joe.
Go! Get that car out of here. Get that car back here.
Don't take the mother.
Now remember, context is key. You can hear this woman is trying to plead with the local police officer, what are you doing? Why don't you ask for a warrant? The police are here to do their job, to disperse everyone and to protect the civilians in the area. But one thing that really bothers me, and I know it bothers you a lot, is that you have a city councilor who's not helping and not telling the civilians, hey, we all need to calm down. They just keep asking for a warrant. And I would expect an elected official would know the laws like these police officers do. DHS has jurisdiction throughout the United States. They are a federal entity. Metro Police cannot tell an agent what to do. That's just how it works. And even that police officer is saying, look, I don't want to get in trouble. So this is a major problem. Okay, now real quick, this is the mayor of Boston in Massachusetts, Worcester also in Massachusetts. The Department of Homeland Security has really identified the entire state as problematic or getting in the way of Homeland Security operations. Check out what the mayor of Boston had to say. This is a super recent clip, just happened 24 hours ago.
I don't know of any police department that routinely wears masks. We know that there are other groups that routinely wear masks. NSC 131 routinely wears masks.
Mayor, just to clarify, are you comparing ICE, you said, to NSC 131, the neo-Nazi group? Are you comparing them to a neo-Nazi group?
What I said is that Boston Police and no police department that I know of at the local level routinely wears masks.
And I've played this clip before, but I think it's important to remember even Hakeem Jeffries on the federal level is threatening to uncover all of these masks, which I don't think is legal.
Every single ICE agent who's engaged in this aggressive overreach and are trying to hide their identities from the American people will be unsuccessful in doing that. This is America. This is not the Soviet Union. We're not behind the Iron Curtain. This is not the 1930s. And every single one of them, no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes, will of course be identified. That in fact is the law. And we're going to make sure that the American people have the transparency necessary to hold people accountable when they're folks who cross the line.
Now, speaking of crossing the line, Worcester Police Patrol Officers Union has already stated about a month ago that Etel Haxhiaj really has crossed that line. Specifically in their third paragraph, Etel Haxhiaj incited aggression towards the police during the incident. This councilor participated in the conduct of the unruly crowd and eventually assaulted both Worcester police and federal law enforcement officers, which, by the way, we still have no charges from DHS. I would be surprised if they don't say anything, but we'll see what happens. Her behavior also emboldened others to act in this manner, like we talked about at the beginning of this video. The conduct of this anti-police activist councilor is deplorable and unacceptable. So again, they've already said Etel Haxhiaj is guilty. It just took a month to gather all of the information, and I don't think it's surprising that Worcester police put out all of their videos when Etel Haxhiaj made her statement.
You take it up with them. There's nothing.
So you have no
They're
problem
federal.
with that.
They're federal. They're federal.
They
I
don't
can't
have
do
a
anything
warrant.
about another police department.
They don't have a warrant.
Who says you need a warrant for an ICE extradition?
You do.
They probably do it.
it.
Come on, get off the car there. Get off the car. Come on.
Move off the vehicle.
Come on, we'll work it out. We'll work it out. Do you guys got information for them?
How are you going to work out a warrant?
Come on. Come on, dear. What's that?
Do you need a Portuguese speaker?
Yeah, if you want to just ask her to move away from the car.
Ice and detention. You're going to step back.
Away from the car.
Gotta step back.
They don't have a warrant.
Okay, so I think we've seen enough. Make sure to leave your comments down below how you feel about all of this, and if Etel Haxhiaj has been justified. I truly think when you analyze all of the evidence, I don't think she is. I do think she's going to actually have more charges pressed against her on the federal level eventually. Maybe they're just waiting to see what happens with these charges. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more content like this. A ton of stories like this pop up every single day with elected officials across the United States. You'd be surprised how many stories you don't hear about. Thank you for everything. God bless, and we'll see you all later.